Hi, I'm Don Hychak of HeartSpacePhotography.com, helping women reclaim and reveal their inherent beauty. Now, if you've seen me speak at an event or if you've seen my other videos, you know that I use the phrase inherent beauty often, especially in regards to reclaiming and revealing it. But what does this mean? Last summer, 2012, we had incredible wildfires here in Colorado, and a local magazine asked me to go into the burn area and document some of the devastation. And what I found there was a sea of 40-foot tall burnt black matchsticks where the trees used to be, and the ground was just inches of charcoal and ash, just black. But as I was taking photographs and I got down low, I found life. Bursting up through this charcoal and ash were these little green sprouts just pushing and shoving their way up through the ash to reclaim the forest. And it hit me. There is no amount of devastation in this world that can suppress inherent beauty. And I was inspired by this theme to create artwork and to use this artwork in fundraisers to help generate funds to recover from the fire and for the volunteer fire department. And I wanted to have a model working with me on this project, so I was thinking, I know a lot of models, and I was trying to think of who I wanted to work with me on this. And for whatever reason, this name Susan kept popping into my head. Susan, Susan, Susan. Who is Susan? Susan is someone who I had actually never met. I spoke to her a full 7 years prior to this, and she wanted to become a model, and we talked about building a portfolio for her. And just our schedules never meshed, and it never really happened. But in the meantime, we had become those kinds of Facebook friends that never interact at all or see each other's posts. So I did have a way to get a hold of her. And I got a hold of her and I told her about this concept, and I told her what I wanted to do, and she said she was not interested. She said it sounds like fun, but I never became a model because I was in a motorcycle accident and I sustained injuries that keep me from wanting to be in front of a camera. And so, of course, when she told me this, if you know me, you already know that I decided she had to be the one to be in this project. And so I convinced her to trust me and to know absolutely that I was going to take very good care of her. And we went into the mountains together and we created this artwork. This is Faith, Renewal, and hope. And I was thrilled because I was actually able to use this artwork in a few fundraisers to help generate funds for rebuilding and for the volunteer fire departments. And I was also contacted by a woman named Melinda who had lost her home and lost everything she owned in this wildfire. But she rebuilt her home up from the ashes of this fire, and she was having a party to celebrate this fact. And she found my artwork online, and she wanted my artwork for the walls of her home before she had this party. And I was thrilled to donate this artwork to her, and she had got these big metal prints, and she's got them on her wall, and she has the party, and it's a great success. And I posted this story on Facebook about this woman, knowing that Susan would see it and get a hold of me, and sure enough, she called me right away, and she said, Don, look what we did. Look what we did for this woman. Now here's Susan, who didn't even want to be in front of a camera, who is now forever enshrined on the walls of this home that was rebuilt from the ashes of this fire. There are two phoenixes in this story, right? So I asked Susan, I said, Susan, I want to tell people this story, but I want to make sure I have the facts right about your motorcycle accident. Can you shed some more light on what happened? And she said, forget about the motorcycle accident. The motorcycle accident had nothing to do with this. She said, Don, working with you in this burn area, creating this artwork together in the mountains, allowed me to reclaim my body from years of abuse as a child. Susan's wounds were so much more profound, so much deeper, and so much more difficult to see than I could have guessed. And she referred to that day as her declaration of freedom. So when I talk about reclaiming and revealing your inherent beauty, and when I talk about the fact, I know that there is no amount of devastation that can suppress inherent beauty, this is what I'm talking about. And specifically, I'm talking about using photography to obliterate this false obstruction that we have, this false barrier that there is between what we're living, the life that we're living, and our beautiful self. And that comes through in photography. And I want to work with you to reveal your inherent beauty. I'm Don Hychek from HeartSpacePhotography.com, and I look forward to serving you through the art of photography.